Hello and welcome. Dirty William here, back with another episode of Dungeons and Dragons Online, the Vanguard fighter. This is level 6 through 10 this time. Level 6 and 7, I ran the first half of Feywild on hard because I had an opener. For the most part, Feywild went well until my character and the hireling died in the Lost Locket, which that quest has been the bane of every hardcore season I've attempted. I've always died there and then said, just rage quit. I'm done, finished. I'm not putting more time into this. Being entangled and slowed while failing reflex saves and fortitude saves and all that stuff is just not fun at all. Level 6 and 7, the notable gear was a Pharaoh Crystal Bastard Sword and a few named pieces of gear like Rock Slide Ring, the Red Dragon Scale Boots, Cloak of Winter, and a Pharaoh Crystal Shield. I also picked up +3 Strength Bracers and +3 Deadly Goggles, so that was nice. Levels 8 and 9. At that point, I invested whatever little bit of plat that I had into Potions of Haste, and I ran the Sentinels of Stormreach chain, most of the Isle of Dread. Both of those are on hard, and then I did Delaras and Red Fins, both on normal. The haste potions really helped out a lot. My trip and stuns were landing more often. I don't know what it was earlier in the game, but I just couldn't do anything right. Some gear that I got that level, I got a +4 stunning hat, Chimera's Fang, rough cut armor, and wreckage of the Tabernacle. And then I got the bracers and gloves of the Claw, and the ring and boots of the Mire, so that's nice. Plus, weird thing, it's not gear, but I got a +2 upgrade tome of Dexterity, +1 to +2, for my Breakable in Into the Deep on hard. That was weird. I had no idea that those things could drop from Unbreakable. After that, I decided to run the first leg of Ravenloft, which is the gameplay episode, and I got a better weapon, but that was about it, unfortunately. Cons for these levels are about the same complaints I had before. Being held, feared, really any kind of crowd control that makes me stand stock still is completely irritating. It's a first life character. It doesn't have any tomes. I don't have any leveling gear. So it is what it is. Bit longer episode this time, mostly just because of the gameplay. So hope you enjoy. Also, if you have any pointers or anything like that, anything that you have tried, any decent gear or something, I'll try to run some quests, not necessarily farming anything, but trying to get some better gear as I go. I think Ravenloft is going to help out quite a bit, but I'm also not going to just bank levels and stick around and try just to farm up stuff, because I need to progress and move along. It's a first life character. You don't need a lot of XP, so it's just the way it is. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and maybe consider subscribing. It costs you absolutely nothing, 100% free, and it really helps me out. Until next time, this is Dirty William, doing the dirty work.
Something small and old and forgotten.
We're tired. We've been here so long. We want to rest. Take us to a nice place to rest. We're tired. We want to rest now. You found the secret door. It leads down to the basement, where the monster is.
Beyond the secret door, a dusty stairwell leads down into darkness. You gently place the bones inside the coffins.
Much better.
The distant voice seems pleased.
We can rest here. Once you get rid of the monster in the basement.
On top of the desk, you find a tarnished key.
The monster's around here someplace. You can smell him. He stinks.
The sound of chanting echoes from down the hallway. Robed apparitions surround the altar, chanting, "He is the ancient. He is the land." The ghostly chant suddenly changes. "One must die. One must die. Lorgoth the Decayer, we awaken thee." The robed figures vanish, and something stirs in the water. The creature collapses. A little voice in the darkness says,
You got rid of the monster. Good. Time to sleep. Oh. Good night.
There's a sudden gust of air, as if the entire building let loose a sigh.
Voices, ragged and carping, come from the other side of the windmill. Peasants with joyless faces and vacant eyes wait in a line. An indistinct murmur passes among them at the sight of an outsider. The old woman's voice grows cold.
Aye, they were here yesterday. Wanted pies and hadn't the coin. I told them to go home, but did they listen?
A wolf howls in the distance. Its cry echoed first here, then there. The wind whispers treacherously among the upper boughs. This corpse is nearly beyond recognition, so savagely has it been mangled by wolves. Those are not pebbles filling the urn between the megaliths. They are human teeth. The ghost's story appears to be true. Morgantha addresses the gathered peasants from up on the wooden platform.
Be off already! Shoo!
She says,
We've no more pies. How many times must I tell you?
Morgantha looks down at you.
You poor misguided soul. You thought that they did not know?
Morgantha howls.
Enough of this! Kill him, and you'll feast on outsider pies tonight!
That's the last of them. Now for the pie makers within the windmill. Mad cackling comes from upstairs as a dretch climbs, fully formed, out of the bubbling, tarry contents of the cauldron. Her daughters cut down before her. The hag Morgantha flees the windmill. All of this, the oil spreads across the floor, and then catching up on the hill ahead, Morgantha performs a prayer for aid, and then something answers. Rise, you old stones, and fight for your master once more. Another wordly cry of anguish echoes in the woods. The air is unsettlingly still, as if an unseen doorway has just been closed. The hags are dead, leaving behind them only the bitter taste of dreams cut short and hope broken.
Madam Eva's words echo in your mind. An artifact. A trap. A friend. But will you know which is which when you find it? Swells of organ music, fraught with defiance, determination, and despair, reach your ears and fill the corridor ahead. As you step into the dining hall, the music abruptly halts. The stern, regal man turns to face you. Please, come in, my honored guests. I am, of course, Count Strahd von Zarovich, your host. Strahd's laughter echoes across the hall, and his form dissolves into mist. The door slams shut. It's a trap. The portrait of Strahd here is amazingly lifelike. In fact, as you stare at it, his image begins to move. As Strahd's portrait fades forever from the scene, the doors to the east and west swing open, offering two new avenues of exploration. You have found an ally within Ravenloft. If Esmeralda had not told you of the ward barriers around the castle, and the keystone needed to escape them, finding the icon of Ravenloft would be all for naught. As you touch the barrel, black ooze begins to spurt from it. The liquid congeals into globs and surges toward you. As the slime creatures dissolve, something glittering and silver is revealed. The icon of Ravenloft was hidden in one of the barrels. A sense of peace washes over you as you hold the icon of Ravenloft in your hands and stow it securely in your pack. A blackened, ironclad skeletal warrior turns to face you and emits these words in a booming voice.
Flee this place, strangers, or become bound to it as I am for all eternity.
Under your onslaught, the captain's bones collapse with an audible sigh. Perhaps this time his spirit will finally be free of Strahd's control. You find the ward keystone under a loose stone slab, just as Esmeralda promised. Merely touching the stone should allow you to pass through the wards at the top of the North Tower. But first, you will need to find a portal to take you there. An intricately carved brazier lights this space with a flame that seems to give off no heat. Metal statues regard the flame from either side of the room. In a flash of fire, you are teleported. There is a spiral staircase across the room, suggesting you are in one of the castle towers. A great rumbling shakes the floor, coming from below. With the keystone in hand, you step through the castle wards unhindered. You check your bags. Sure enough, the icon of Ravenloft is still there. You have done it. With a sigh of relief, you wonder if you will cross paths with Esmeralda again.